Welcome, beautiful Paris Saint Germain family. Once again, PSG Inter from the woodland in Sweden. Zabarnyj to Paris Saint Germain. So basically, here we go. I would say, Zabarnyj, the agreement between the Ukrainian and Paris Saint Germain, has always been there. He's always wanted to join Paris Saint Germain. One, priority for Paris Saint Germain was to get him ahead of the Club World Cup. But the Club World Cup will be going on until the 15th of July, so getting him now is still, for majority of the Club World Cup, we'll have Zabarnyj with us. How many minutes he will get and so on, we don't know. He's probably not going to start a single game, but just being there with the squad and then, taking a break and then coming for preseason, that's good. And then obviously between Paris Saint Germain and Bournemouth, I reported the reports to you guys. Paris Saint Germain making a 50 million bid for Zabarnyj. That was obviously rejected, with Bournemouth asking for around 70 million. And the stance from Paris Saint Germain, according to Tanzi, was that we're not going to budge. 50 or nothing. Because obviously, even Bournemouth themselves will be honest and say, yes, we're trying to overprice Zabarnyj because we've already lost Kerkez and Dean Huysen. So they don't want to lose too many of their players. The thing is, Zabarnyj was always clear to Bournemouth. He wants to join Paris Saint Germain, obviously in a respectful way and so on. And the recent report that just dropped regarding Zabarnyj is that an agreement between Paris Saint Germain and Bournemouth is very imminent. The total package fee, this is both according to Matteo Morotto and then Jamil. Jamil is obviously the best PSG reporter. He hasn't even talked that much so far this summer around transfers, but this one is obviously very reliable. And both him and Matteo Morotto mentioned it was going to be 60 million, around the 60 million package. So I'm guessing it's still 50 million, but Paris Saint Germain were like, all right, we'll give you some bonuses, some cheeky add-ons, up to 60 million. So I'm guessing it's either 50 plus 10 or it could be 55 plus 5. But I'm feeling 50 plus 10 more. Obviously all parties happy. In my opinion about Zabarnyj is, look, for me it was clear we needed a right-footed centre-back. I was looking more at Upamecano, Konate, players that are at that level immediately, that have shown the experience. Upamecano, Konate in a World Cup final, Konate with Liverpool and Upamecano with Bayern. But Paris Saint Germain seem to be only wanting to sign players of the age of 24 and younger. And I mean, that has worked out perfectly. Majority of the players that were part of the Champions League winning squad, we bought them when they were 24 years or younger. So, I mean, this is working. Obviously, Zabarnyj is someone that both Luis Enrique and Luis Campos have validated ever since we went in for him. That's always a great thing. Like Pacho, like Bradley Barcola. These players were, anonymous at the club. And so is Zabarnyj. Obviously, we had some reports in January regarding potential political conflict between Zabarnyj and Safanov, with both of them, one from Russia, one from Ukraine. But according to recent reports from Roma Molina, that should not be an issue. But yeah, we wanted the right-footed centre-back. That was clear. We're not looking for Upamecano and Konate. We may even go for another defender. That's what the reports mentioned. And I believe it will be an additional centre-back that potentially can play as a full-back as well. So, for example, that Club Brugge centre-backs, if I'm sure he can play as a right-back as well. So he's basically the Gertruida profile from last summer, which Paris Saint Germain obviously did not manage to get, and Leipzig got him instead. But yeah, we haven't had the best start to this summer transfer window like Paris Saint Germain post-Champions League. But this is a great thing. As I said, I haven't watched that much of Zabarnyj, but from talking with people that have watched Bournemouth, that know about Zabarnyj, all of them have said he's a quality player, and most of them said he's even better than Dean Huysen. Dean Huysen gets more PR. He's young, Spanish, more attractive nation, and so on. But yeah, very happy with Paris Saint Germain. We should basically get a here we go. I'm not going to make a video when we get the here we go, because this is technically the here we go to Zabarnyj to Paris Saint Germain. As I mentioned, we wanted this signing. We got it. Zabarnyj always wanted Paris Saint Germain, of course. And yeah, this would be a great start to the summer transfer window for Paris Saint Germain. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. And as usual, allez, Paris.